GoLoud. Hold My Drink, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Keep an eye out for your name in store or scan the QR code to create a digital Coca-Cola pack for your besties. That's definitely on our to-do list.
I thought you were going to come in here and say.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You need
Don't have a life.
No,
Say.
no. It's the opposite.
It needs to be realistic, I think.
It's too easy to burn. Like, it's way too easy. Like, even look at Klarna is on.
What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever wasted your money on?
I know, you know.
If it was me and I was in my 20s and I was renting, I'd be making it I'm looking at anyone in particular. I can't even look at you.
Welcome to Hold My Drink with Charleen and Ellie. Our podcast is like group chat. I still always say it.
I
The
know.
girls' bathroom night out where you spill all the gossip on relationships, dilemmas and life.
Okay, this summer is shaping up to be the best one ever. Like, we're already lining up the festivals, the road trips, all the lot.
And you know what's back and has us in our feels? The iconic Share a Coke campaign.
I saw my name on a bottle the other day. I nearly screamed in the shop. It's like winning a prize. It really is. It's so nostalgic, but it's also so fun.
So whether you're at a festival dancing in the mud or sunning yourself in a park, Coca-Cola and summer is just the perfect match.
And there's something so cute about sharing a Coke with your bestie. It's such a small thing, but it makes the moment feel proper special. Whether it's singing along to bangers in the car or doing absolutely nothing but chilling, a Coca-Cola just hits different with your people.
So if you spot your bestie's name or even just someone who deserves a little pick-me-up, grab it or go online and create a custom digital Coke pack. So if I want to get my name, that's what I can do, and it's so
There
cute.
you go. Because no matter what the weather's doing, sharing a Coke with your bestie just makes it better.
Share a Coke this summer and let's make it one to remember. So it's both of our
B-Days!
it's our birth
It's
month.
birth month. Yeah, birth month. Leo ladies.
Leo season.
It really is.
Oh,
I love it.
so nostalgic. How do you feel now that you're 30?
30. Old. I don't feel 30.
Do you feel 30, flirty and thriving?
No. 30 married and getting ready to sell my soul to a mortgage.
with your husband.
Yeah, 30 with my husband. Yeah, no, don't feel any different. I feel like as the ages go on, it all
They all
just kind of
mush into one.
Yeah, it does. But do you find the gap between your birthdays huge?
Yeah.
Like last year compared to now, like that year.
But it also feels so quick at the same
Do you
time.
think?
When you think of everything, it's like, how's that been a year? Do you not think like that?
I find they drag.
Really?
I find the year so long.
You
I don't
know-
know if it's because we have like a summer birthday.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
I think because we are with this land in August, we have like, you're thinking, we have 2 years nearly. Because you have half a whole year and half another whole year.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically.
It feels, so, I don't know what
Yeah, I
it
know
is.
what
It
you mean.
feels so long.
Whereas like Christmas to Christmas feels short
Yes.
to me.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
In my head, it just feels like such a long year. I don't know what it is.
And looking back at your last year,
God, a lot has changed.
a lot has changed.
It really has. Guys, I don't cry in the pod anymore. Woohoo! It's been a while, thank
Only
God.
happy tears.
Yay. But yeah, 30.
Yeah.
Whole new chapter.
Whole new
Who was it explaining to us? And they were saying like that 30, it was Aoife, was it? Yeah. Aoife was saying to us, she was like 30 is like the beginning, because it's like the start of all the numbers, the start of a decade.
Yeah.
It's starting a new chapter nearly. Like,
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, like in your 20s, you're like 20 something. Now I'm restarting a whole new chapter of like
True.
30 something.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
30.
fun, isn't it?
Yeah, that is fun.
Do you feel yourself getting older? I look at you and I'm
Yeah.
like, Charlene, if someone asked me, they're like, lost Charlene, 23, 24.
I wish.
No.
Oh, I feel like every year it comes around, I'm like, I'm gonna feel so old. But then when I turn that age, I'm like, oh, that's not old.
Will you
I'm
stop?
gonna be 27.
You're a young pup.
27.
You're
I just
a
feel.
young one.
Oh no, I don't know.
27's a nice age. It reminds me of being 17.
Same.
You're on that kind of like,
Yeah, and I'm still like early 20s. If I really push it, I was only just out my early 20s.
yeah.
But I did really like 26.
Did you?
I feel like it was a good year.
Yeah, it
I
was.
feel like I think as you get older, I like just like myself more
That's
as
so lovely.
a person.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you spend so many years like beating yourself up and like hating things about yourself, picking
Comparing
apart,
yourself
but
and-
like
yeah.
you just end up. Age is actually nice that way. That you just become like way more comfortable with who you are.
Yeah, everybody says that about 30s as well. 20s is the years that you're finding yourself. You're like, she found herself in Bali. Like,
I'm gonna find myself in Bali, get them going.
well, that's what they say about
Yeah.
like 20s is like exploring and like
Yeah.
all that. And then 30s, you're like, I'm so happy with who I
Yeah,
am.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's so nice,
100%.
isn't it?
Because you spend too long not feeling
No,
like that.
yeah. We're all here for one short life.
Yeah.
Can't live
And you
like
don't
that.
know when it's going to be gone.
No, you
No.
can't live like that.
I'm finding myself in Bali. That's my birthday treat to myself.
Dead right.
Finding myself in Bali.
Yep.
But not for a while. A few months more.
Yeah.
To go. Yeah. Can't wait to be 27.
Old and bold.
Leo ladies.
Yay.
So this week on How My Drink, we are delighted to be joined by Paul Merriman, aka AskPaul. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much.
So we want to talk how to save. I think it's something that we all have to do, but it's like you don't want to think about it. You kind of put it off.
You
You're
put
like,
on the
I
long
just
finger for
want-
as long as you
as long as you can. Because if you don't think about it, it doesn't have to happen.
Doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
But we do need to think about
Yeah.
it. And we're at very different stages. So I'm definitely not at a stage where I want to buy a house just yet. But Ellie is you would like one, you're in the process of looking.
Yep.
So we wanted to talk about saving in general and like tips that you
Where
have.
to begin?
Right, okay.
But first of all, let's give us a bit of background on
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
and
okay.
who you are.
Yeah, so I'm the founder of AskPaul. We started AskPaul about, I think it's 8 or 9 years ago now. I followed Gary Vaynerchuk online. He's a big US
Oh, Gary
content creator.
V, yeah,
Gary V,
love him.
And he started talking about just making your kind of passion onto, I think it was Snapchat in the day. Instagram wasn't even around, and
Yeah.
Facebook. We did that, went quite well, and blew up during COVID-19. So we now have over 18,000 clients and 170 staff.
Wow.
And yeah, we do about 400 to 500 consultations for people on a weekly basis. So of all different backgrounds, all types of income. So we kind of really believe that financial planning is for everybody. You don't have to have a certain salary. And so yeah, that's basically what we do with AskPaul. Quite passionate about it and love what we do, luckily enough.
Have you always been like money mad? Have you always been saving mad?
I'm a spender,
Okay.
ridiculously
Same.
enough. Yeah. I love spending it, and I've always been. Look, I think when I was a kid, I used to have 2 or 3 jobs and just try to always make as much money as I could to spend it on having
Yeah. What you
Yeah.
wanted.
good things and having a
yeah.
good time, and that's kind of played through right the way. So yes, I think when I was working even like as a kid, and then we started the practice about, I think it was 2019. We started a company called Pax Asset Management, and then the AskPaul brand came about 4 or 5 years after that. We thought we might get 1 or 2 leads a week for clients, and it just literally blew up. It was insane. Started doing radio, started doing TV. Within a couple of weeks, was on Virgin, and then we just couldn't keep up. Like it just escalated. I think that's been massive in financial planning, because a lot of people are now thinking about, talking about buying houses or thinking about what it look like if we do retire early, or what's your kind of real financial goals. You want to set up a business. Like they're all things that you need money to do. Especially, I suppose, a lot more younger women when they're in the kind of trade, maybe hairdressing and that type of stuff, where they're doing mixers and they don't know how to make themselves a limited company. They're maybe not paying the tax properly. They're afraid of the tax man when you don't need to be. So just trying to demystify all that for them to make sure they go legit, because you can't get a mortgage then if you don't have legitimate income.
Yeah,
so I was trying
that's
to
so true.
help that as well.
We definitely like even like company wise and like hearing words like limited company and sole
Yeah.
traders and revenue and all this, you're going, hold on a minute.
And it's never
What is this?
It's never something that you think you have to think about, but
Yeah.
like it was for
Yeah.
us. Like we had to start thinking about all that, and like
Yeah.
people like hairdressers, like anything, it's such a big thing. And sometimes people are paying more tax than they should.
Yeah.
If they're staying as a sole trader when they could be.
Sole trader's a nightmare. If
Yeah.
you're making any type of decent money,
Yeah.
you don't need to be a sole trader. It's the worst thing. You're
Yeah.
literally just leaking tax to the tax
Yeah.
man
Yeah.
for no reason. Like you're literally writing checks every October.
I didn't realise
Just
that
for the
until
crack.
I was told properly, and I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
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 What's
And they won't give you the money back.
No, definitely.
Money back off them, are
Yeah.
you mad?
It's not
What's
happening.
the most common thing you see when like an Irish person comes in? Like when you explain some different things, are they like, oh my God, that doesn't seem as bad as it seemed? They're like,
Yeah.
what's their misconception about saving and all
I
that?
think the biggest misconception is sole traders and tax. Honestly, between everybody, yeah, it
Yeah.
really is. Because anyone, once you're a PAYE worker, your tax is sorted for you. You get your wage at the end of the week or the
Yeah.
end of the month.
I feel like you don't notice it because you don't pay it
Yeah,
yourself.
you
It
don't.
just comes out.
Yeah, you don't. So I think the biggest thing is getting people to go into a limited company, keep the money. Like a limited company can be a really big wealth builder for people. You keep a lot of money in there. You pay way less tax. Yes, you can use it to really secure yourself or your family and yourself and your family's future. So I think that's the biggest misconception. After that, people kind of get confused about investing. People don't know how to invest. It's actually quite easy. I think there's so much content online. I think a lot of people watch content now, well, the way the algorithms work. you'll start watching, say you watch one of my videos, you might then find some dude from America telling you to buy the S&P 500 or go on to Robinhood. It doesn't exist in Ireland. And then people are going down a rabbit hole trying to buy something they can't even buy here. Because they're different jurisdictions, so different systems, different taxes. And we're disadvantaged in Ireland because we're only a few million people. You know, we're in the UK, we've got 66 million people. So all the big tech and all the cheaper investments are technically over there.
We're not investing,
you can, but not as cheaply.
Not as cheaply, right?
Yeah, not as cheaply. Like in the UK, in the US, there's a big system called Robinhood, and that's a platform you can invest on. It's practically free, but you'd never get anything here because they give you for free, but they then sell you something else. So, so people think they go down rabbit holes in different jurisdictions and they don't realise what's available in Ireland. So I know I would say this. I'd always say just get a financial planner, have a consultation, and find out about your own
what
life.
You can do with it.
Because everyone's different. I mean, yours two are completely different. You know, different stage of lives, different goals, ambitions. So, you know, you can't really just look at the same content and get the same thing from it. It's
everyone will
unique.
take something different out of it.
Yeah, it's so unique to everybody.
Is there an age where you should start saving? Like, ideally, if you were to look at someone would be like, you should start.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think you should be... Okay, you should be saving a little bit of money if you can, obviously, as soon as you get a job, okay? But I am a big believer in really enjoying your 20s, and especially your early 20s. I'm 43, and I wish I probably had done that a little bit more, to be honest with you.
Work less.
Thank God we're hearing that off you.
Yeah, that's
brilliant.
great.
Let's go to Brown Thomas. But yeah, I suppose... and when you like I said, I've got over 20 years experience and we've done thousands of financial plans for people. And yes, if you look at a spreadsheet will tell you if you're 20 and you invest or save for the next 40 years, you're going to be way better off than someone that starts 10 years later. That's obvious. Yeah. But the spreadsheet doesn't know your life. So a spreadsheet doesn't know what your goals and ambitions are, how we were raised, what way money was in the household. So I'd always say kind of go with your gut. And I think towards your 30s, you should definitely start putting a little bit of a system in place by saving a little bit of money. And you mentioned earlier on, like you don't like talking about saving or saving your money because it goes...
Or thinking about it.
Or even thinking about it. So just automate it. Just literally set a direct debit up to save the day you get paid and put a very small amount of, like even something like £100 a month to start with. And then just try and increase it every 12, 16, 20 weeks, every year even. Yeah. And then it just becomes a habit and it just gets bigger and bigger.
Is that what it is? It's a habit that you just
have
to get
into the routine. It's 100% a habit, And you should put it in an account that you don't have access to. So don't, like if you're a Bank of Ireland customer, don't use your Bank of Ireland savings account because you can see it all the time. You like,
I'm just like,
sometimes you see your savings account and you're going, I'll just
spend it.
Take a bit out of that.
That looks like I could afford this.
Yeah, of course. Of course. And it's important as well to have a goal. I don't believe you're just saving for the crack because you're not going to last. Like you're not. You're going to spend it. You're going to look at it and go, I need this more.
Yeah.
Where if you have a goal, where it's a house or whether it's a holiday or a wedding or whatever's going on in your life, it's so much easier to save for the goal.
So true.
I do think that everyone should try and get to a situation where they have at least 500 to €1,000 stashed aside though as quickly as possible in emergency fund.
My mum calls it runaway money.
Yeah.
She's not run away from my dad, or she calls it runaway money.
I said that about my mum on a radio interview before and caused ructions at home. My dad didn't know about the runaway money.
My mum always says it, Ellie, just have your runaway money.
No, it's more emergency fund because think if you have that €1,000 and just something as simple as a car breaking down or a fridge freeze or something with the
insurance or
anything
something.
Anything.
It stops you borrowing. Stops you going to the credit card. Stops you going to the credit union. Stops you having a repayment then. So I think as a buffer, that €1,000 is probably the most important thing before anything else, before investing, pensions, mortgages, anything. And then if you're self-employed, you definitely need more than €1,000 because if you don't go to work, for anything. Yeah. And then after that, there's a really cool product called income protection. It's like an insurance policy that if you can't go to work.
I'm looking at that.
If you don't go to work for due to an accident, sickness or illness, 75% of your salary is covered by the company and the social welfare. So it's they're the two, like the very basic level of financial planning. They're the two things everyone needs. And especially if you're someone that's like a trade, you're on your tools, and you need your hands to go to work. Like if you get any type of an accident or a sickness and you can't stand your feet, you're literally on social welfare. So you could be going from like £500 to £700 a week down to £150 a week. And if you've got kids, you've got a mortgage or you got rent, you're done. So it's great talking about saving and the future goals and having all those really big things in life, but it's making sure that our job, I think, as financial planners, make sure your clients are protected first in case anything goes wrong. Not nice to talk about.
But it's the reality.
It's the reality. Things go wrong.
I think that's nice to hear that. Like 500 to 1,000 doesn't seem too daunting for someone to have, to do. It's just like to have it there, and that's a starting point.
And you can do it over a year. You don't have it today.
No,
so if you don't have it
no,
today,
exactly.
don't panic. You know, maybe put 50 quid aside and try another 50 quid in 2 or 3 months' time or whatever you get there next year or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the basics. I think once you have those two things, €1,000 and an income protection policy in place. An income protection, you get tax relief on it, and it's ridiculously cheap to young girls. Like, people in their 20s or 30s, it's ridiculously cheap.
Because you're so young, you're not.
Because you're so young,
And
like the insurance company knows, statistically speaking, you're not going to use the policy, so it's like ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
And then revenue wanted you to have it, or the government wants you to have it because they don't want to have you relying on them. So they give you tax relief on it. So it's either 20 or 40% off. So I think that's where I would start at the very beginning. Foundation was.
Like, I remember being in primary school, and did you do it in primary school, doing that post office squirrel
squirrels.
book? Yeah.
I didn't know a squirrel book.
I had
Did you know?
No.
You collected these
Drag
stamps.
Where are you from?
Wasn't it? You collected stamps or something.
Yeah, you did. Sammy the squirrel thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had them.
Did you?
I'm 43. We're still going around when you were around there. Because I remember I used to go to my nanny and granddad's, and my granddad would always give us £1. And then I'd go into school on a Monday. And someone from the post office be in the school on a Monday, and you give them the £1. They give you 2 50-pence stamps.
I
You
feel
build
like
a
back
pyramid.
then.
It was a tenner. The book was a tenner then.
And you
could
get a
cash
book
it in.
at the end of it.
And then you had
you
your
fill in
tenner.
the book with your stamps.
Yeah.
So you bring a book in every week. It was a great way to encourage
it?
saving. It was
That's a nice
genuinely.
little- Yeah.
And then I had I still have it actually, a credit union, but
Yes.
in a good sense, I forget about my credit union all the
Yeah.
time. So I used to be a work and makeup artist, and it was cash, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'd put my cash in there, forget about it.
Yeah.
My rainy day money.
Yeah, no, it was a good way to
Is
do
you-
it.
Your communion money's still there?
No, my makeup money.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said communion. Sorry.
That's what
That's a good place actually, because the credit union's great. I love the credit union from that because they're going to be bad to them now, but their IT infrastructure is so crap that you can't see the money. You
access
can't.
it. Yeah.
It never worked.
Yeah,
No,
it never
guys, I
works.
found
Yeah.
a way. I did.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did.
Yeah, so I think the more complicated it is to get your money, the less likely. Like,
You'll
so
end
if
up
you have your
giving
Bank of Ireland app and you have your money beside you,
Much easier.
it's
Yeah.
much easier to dip into. So I think get your savings set up with a direct debit and just automate it. Happens every month. Start something small. Forget about it. Put it into an account that you don't have. Another really bad company is the EBS. They're horrendous, so I use them.
Are they?
They're from IT point of view. That's where I have my
Yeah.
kind of cash and long-term savings, short-term savings. So, because they're just bad on IT. And you have to go into the branch. You can't take out too much cash.
painful.
It's just painful to do it.
Yeah.
Very
sorry,
backward. Yeah,
sorry to the
very,
EBS.
yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
that might
Old
be a
school,
good
But,
thing.
but it
then.
locks away your money and it
Yeah.
stops you going in to get it.
Yeah.
So it works quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works out.
What's the biggest financial mistake that you see people making in maybe their 20s or 30s?
Not paying back debt. So people leave it to Australia. Yeah.
Oh.
And thinking, I won't pay that credit card, I won't pay that car loan.
Oh, so
I
they
won't pay.
rather
leave
get
Ireland.
here
Yeah.
and then go
Yeah,
there.
they
and
go and they forget about it. Or in fairness, a lot of people do genuinely forget about this day. And they might leave money behind to cover the debt, and then they forget about it, or time moves on in Australia, they're never going to come home. They come home, they can't get a mortgage. Or like I've been in consultations with couples when they don't know the other person has bad debt. I mean, you're like, it's a night, like you turn into a counsellor rather than a financial
I was going to say you're like
it's
couples
tough.
counsellor.
Pens
something.
being
It's
thrown
tough.
around the room.
So I would say anyone going for a mortgage that you think you might have an issue, if you don't want to tell your partner or spouse, go get what's called a central credit register check.
Your
it's
CRS
very-
thing?
Yeah, it's
I
very,
get
very-
that.
you
I'm
have to do
terrified of it.
So you just get it, put it in, it comes back for majority of people, nothing on it, but if it comes back and you have an issue, it could be 2 to 5 years before a bank will lend to you.
Yeah.
And if you've saved and been flat out on daft with your partner for like a year, and then this is the last thing,
The last thing you need to do, and
it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. So that's the biggest disaster, I suppose, is when that goes wrong for people.
And does it matter how much of a, say you had a grand loan you didn't pay back, does it matter
make
how
a
much?
difference. No, once it's above 500 quid, it goes onto the CCR. And it goes from the date you repair it, not the date you had the error. So if you say, I'm sorry, I'm just using the example of Australia for something I came across before, but loads of people have debt that they didn't pay back, or they forgot, or they ended up in financial difficulty, lost a job, or someone got sick. There's loads of legitimate reasons why people get, bad debt as well. But the banks will look at it as if it had to have repaired itself for at least 2 years in repair. So if you only found out about it today, or you only started to repair it today,
2 years ahead.
only one bank will look at you in 2 years. Most of them are 5 years.
Right.
And look at where house prices are. Like, imagine I had been the problem 3 or 4 years ago. Like, not only are you renting for an extra 3 or 4 years, house prices have also increased by say 30% as well. So that's a financial
Wow.
absolute disaster for somebody.
That's
So if you are watching and you think you or your partner or spouse may have had an issue in the past, you're thinking if even not going down the mortgage journey, just try and solve that problem for yourself sooner or later, because it will always come back to bite you in the backside.
Yeah.
Sooner or later.
And what about loans in general? It's okay to get them as long as you pay them back, or no?
Yeah, of course. I mean, technically speaking, a good financial plan, again, go back to the spreadsheet thing, a good financial plan, you want your client to own all their money. As soon as you sign a document for a loan, you're now giving the bank a percentage of your money for the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, obviously longer. For a mortgage, absolutely fine. But for short-term debt, you want to kind of stay away from it and try and save. So if you are someone that has a lot of short-term debt, you know, get the €1,000 emergency fund ASAP, and then every other penny should be about clearing all your debts, and then you own your income. I think people, you know, I've done it, I've borrowed before. So, you know, people look at something shiny or new, or they want to get it and they have the money and they have the cash flow. But I think everybody after 6 months kind of regrets it, looks and goes, oh, they really
Why
need
did I do that?
Now that's coming out of my bank every month for the next 5 years. New car smell's gone, or the holiday's gone, or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's holidays over.
Like I
and
said,
back.
I am a spender, but I think if you can spend your money, save it and spend it, or invest it and save it rather than borrowing, it's going to be all the better, because it's too easy to borrow now. Like, it's way too easy. Like, even look at Klarna is on. You can get Klarna now for Deliveroo. Like,
Did they not go into bank for? Did they not go back?
mental.
One of them.
Yeah.
People just don't. People get away with it though, not paying it back.
But they said it's just like, it's madness. Imagine ordering a pizza and trying to put it on payment schedules. Like,
yeah.
but that's just so if somebody is young, say they're 18, 19, and they're going out with someone for the first time, and they're getting paid, whatever the situation. It's just,
I would have been lapping.
Thank God. Rubbing my hands.
it's so easy to borrow. You just want to try and just stay away from borrowing if you can.
Okay.
Really?
But fair is, most people will borrow for a car. Which I think is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to be kind of borrowing for a second-hand car, not a new car, because a new car just loses so much
Value.
Don't tell me I have a new one coming in 2 weeks, Paul.
Do you? Oh, I bought a new car. Yeah.
Lovely.
There you go. Yeah, there's more news.
I heard, now tell me if this is really bad advice. Years ago, when I first started saving, someone told me, oh, you should take out loads of small loans.
No.
Yeah, and pay them back.
That's absolute
didn't
nonsense.
do that.
Yeah.
When I was, but my thought process was, I was like,
That the bank see it looks good.
No, so that's remember I told you about that content that people watch in America.
Yeah,
so in
that
America
is.
is massive. So in America, you have to have good debt before they give you like a mortgage.
Credit score.
And yeah, the credit score. And the
Yeah.
better your credit score, the cheaper your debt is.
We don't have that here.
We don't have that here. All you have is bad debt. So people take out loans thinking they're doing the right things, miss a payment, they can never get a mortgage. So, or not never, but you know, we're waiting a long time. So no, that's a really, really, really good point to bring up, because I've actually my
heard it before?
my mum got me to do this in the credit union.
I done it in the credit union.
When I was 16, marched me up, get a loan. I was like, oh, what?
Why?
Like,
Yeah.
and I got like €1,000 loan out. I had to pay it back.
So that's a real American thing, is it?
Real American thing, but a lot of misinformation out there,
Right.
yeah, and especially around how to use credit union accounts as well. But yeah, you should never do that. I mean, it's a disaster. Like, you're just borrowing and you're paying interest. Like a credit card is like 15 to 23% in Ireland, and like a credit union loan is now around 7. I think maybe lowest you can get up to maybe 9.5%. So you're just literally paying on that €1,000. You're just paying back an extra 800 or 900 quid for no reason.
What's your opinion on credit cards?
Hate them with
Do
a
you?
passion. Although
Really?
Do you have one, Paul?
I do, and I'm going to tell you why I have it. And this is not a sponsored post for anybody.
Is it
but
for airlines?
I've got the Aer Lingus Bank of Ireland credit card, which is, now I have it through the company. So there's two of them. People notice they have the personal one, but it isn't as good as the corporate one. So the corporate one's much better. So obviously with the company credit card, if I'm going out with meals with clients or I'm traveling or doing anything, use my corporate credit card. So the Aer Lingus system, you get Avios points on it as well. And then you get to use Fast Track when you're going through for an Aer Lingus flight for free.
Lovely.
And you get to use the Aer Lingus Lounge. Which is quite cool as well if you're hanging around, especially if your flight's delayed or anything. And then you get two free flights, so you can use your Avios points as well. So I think if you spend over 5k, you get 2 free flights unlocked with Aer Lingus. European, European flights. So yeah, I think that's a really cool. Now the reason
There's benefits to that kind of.
And the reason why I hate saying it is that someone listening or watching might then go off and get themselves a credit
I'm
card
gonna get one.
and run up a load of debt on the back of not being able to manage the 1 to 10k credit limit you get.
Yeah.
So, you know, one of my biggest ever financial flaws was I got a credit card. I used to work not too far away from here. My first job was in Royal Sun Lines when I was 18. I sat beside this guy called Pato. I've told the story before, so he won't mind, but he convinced me to get an MBNA credit card. I mean, I ran him because I was living on Grafton Street. I was in Lily Bordello's every single weekend as if it was a hero. And it was gone within 2 months. But how he explained that, so I'll never forget this, you only pay the minimum back. Now, I was 18, had my first job, and I didn't know anything about finance. I was working in an insurance company. That $5,000 was still hanging around my neck when I think it was 23, 24.
Really?
You'll never get rid of it. Because when you pay the minimum, you're only paying a bit off the interest, and it just keeps gross rolling up. It's like a money lender. It's
Keeps adding on,
ridiculous.
adding
It's
on, yeah.
ridiculously difficult. So that's why I hate credit cards and why I hate giving advice on the Aer Lingus card at Bank of Ireland, because so if you're watching this or listening to it, please don't just go out and take a mad expensive
No.
get yourself into mad debt just to have 2 free flights. Like, obviously, just buy your flights for 50 quid.
Yeah.
But I do have one, because you asked the question, I will be honest, I do have one and I use it for that reason.
Okay, yeah.
And has that got interest on it then as well?
I will clear it every month from me.
So there's no interest if you clear it?
No, it's not much. So credit cards use, if you just take a credit card, you pay it back. You don't have to pay any interest.
Oh.
So it's only the interest. It's only if you go
Free
over.
money.
Yeah, Charlene straight away now.
So end of the month you pay back.
Yeah, you just
There's
have to
no
pay back your interest. Just pay it back at the end of the month. Because once you start leaving credit cards for months and years,
Yeah,
when the head starts crucifying you.
Okay.
So, so I think a really, really astute, I'm going to be very honest, there were 20 odd thousand clients. I don't remember ever coming across someone that really astutely used a credit card, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Actually, I have one client who is American, because they're really good at managing debt, because they need to. But after that, I don't know anyone that's used credit cards efficiently in Ireland.
No.
To be honest with you.
I
So,
kind of like that about us, though, that we're not a real credit card country.
yeah.
No, yeah, it's not as
No.
common.
Remember my
it's not
dad
as
had
common.
one, but he
Yeah.
it was probably like that. It was hanging over him for years, and he just one day said, "I need to clear that
Yeah.
off, cut the card, don't want it anymore."
Yeah, I think everyone's really aware from a financial point of view that credit cards. I think everyone knows credit
would
cards are
entice
bad
you to
trouble.
spend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
I'd be like,
entices you to
"Ooh."
spend it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you do have a credit card, you just make sure that you're only spending what's coming into your wages that week or
Anyway,
month. Yeah, so
yeah.
it gets cleared straight away.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Avios point system is really good though.
Isn't
Aer
it? We
Lingus,
have it as well. we love
Yeah.
it.
Have you linked your Uber to it?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I need
You get
to.
500 Avios points.
Yeah, I need to do that.
And every time you travel, then by the way, I didn't even know Uber was in Dublin. I always just use free now. But it was
Yeah,
just,
it's good.
yeah, so I
yeah.
use Uber when I'm over in Portugal, or if I'm in London for work.
Yeah.
I'd always use Uber. But it racks up the Avios points big time. And so was it Deliveroo? I put Deliveroo
You
on
can
the other
shop
day as well.
on it and all. You can
Yeah.
buy
Yeah,
on
booking.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Aer
always
Lingus,
with your
sponsor us,
Avios
please.
points. Very
So
good.
is there such thing as guilt-free spending? Like, can we enjoy our money and still be smart at the same time?
You should be enjoying 95%
Yeah.
of your money. Your
Oh,
money,
really?
lot.
Yeah, it should be just 5%, maybe not 90%, 10%. But yeah, just again, if you have a goal, so
Yeah.
think about it. You go out and you work, you leave, whether it's a partner, spouse, kids, budgies, parents, wherever you're living with. However you leave every day, you go out and you do a hard day's work, come back, get paid at the end of the week or the end of the month.
Yeah.
It's vitally important. That money is there to be enjoyed and to enhance your life. It's there for the trips, it's there for the nights out, it's there for the meals, it's there for whatever you're doing with your money. Make it feel good in whatever way, whether it's the gym or whether it's makeup or whatever you're doing. You should definitely go on a money diet at some stage of life. It's usually if you're buying a house or it's usually if you're getting married. So people usually knuckle down and save really hard for a year or 18 months.
Okay.
And that's all you want to do. You don't want to be doing that forever. That is a really crap way to live life.
Yeah.
And if you have a lifestyle and you have an income that doesn't match your lifestyle and you need a second job, get a second job. If you need a third job, get a third job.
Yeah.
Deliver pizzas, do whatever you have to do to get the
Yeah.
money you want to have and enjoy your life.
Yeah.
But just don't, there's so much negativity. Like, money is there to enhance your life. It's a really good thing. It's not a bad thing. We all need it. I'm not saying it makes you happy. It can cause more problems for people than good. Seen that with a lot of winners in the past, for example. But typically speaking, the majority of us can get our wages and go enjoy our money. And it's
Yeah.
usually with people you want to be with. It's usually nights out, it's usually holidays away. So I'm a big believer in building plans for people that allows them to spend at least 90, if not even 95% of their income, and just have 5 or 10% working in the background. Unless there's someone wants something like the wedding or the mortgage or something big in the next
Yeah.
year or two. But yeah, I think other than that, yeah, spend it. It should be guilt-free. If it's
Yeah.
not guilt-free,
There's something wrong.
there's something wrrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's usually debt. It's usually
Yeah,
people
something
spend the
you
credit
know you
card
have
or they
to,
know they've got a credit union loan to go on a holiday and they're halfway through the holiday and they've hangover.
They're going off.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
To go back to this 500 quid a month for a payment that I haven't told me Mrs. about.
What kind of sacrifices do people have to make on like that money diet, like you said, for like a house or a wedding? Like, is it like cutting down on?
Yeah, so I go extreme on it. I
Okay.
go all in. Yeah, so I go the complete opposite way.
Ozempic
Like, yeah,
vibe.
yeah,
but
I
for
would
money.
go. Yeah, I'd literally because again, if you have a goal, like anything, if you have a goal and you think you can achieve it quicker and you can get the house quicker, or you can, not say people you have a date for a wedding anyway, but yeah, if it's a big goal like a house in particular and you're saving for a deposit, I think you just knuckle down and literally don't do the coffees, don't do nights out. Just put yourself on a real harsh money diet and
Do you
get as
think
much
it's
cash as
good
regular as possible.
To have an amount or a timeline? Do you know what I mean?
It's usually the amount because it's 10%. Typically speaking,
Yeah.
most people are buying need a 10% deposit. And especially if you're renting and if you can't use the help to buy. I mean, the help to buy is where the government give you up to 30 grand back for a new home. If you're living in Dublin, you can't buy a new home for less than 500 grand anyway. So it's pointless. Like it's just ridiculous. So you're going to be looking at probably a second-hand property. Now you need a 10% hard cash. So you need that 30 or 40k. So I would be money diet, I'd be delivering pizzas, I'd be doing whatever it was, 3 jobs, whatever it took to get to that 30 grand to move on with my life.
Yeah.
It would kill me to say I can do it in 3 years and still have a holiday and still have a couple of nights out. I'd be. That's just me though.
You'd rather do it
I'd
quickly.
rather get it done and move into the house and get the whole thing. Like just get the goal, smash it, move on with your life. I mean, because like it's small time sacrifice in that example of maybe having a really harsh money diet, but you know it's sacrifice for something that's really good. Like it's something you're going to have for the rest of your life. It's something you're moving into, all your hopes and aspirations or your dreams, and maybe get married from the house, have kids from the house. Like loads of different things will happen in the house.
That's true. Yeah.
So try and get into it quickly and stop renting as well. I mean, that's just a disaster.
How are people doing? Yeah, so me and Charleen are in very different
rent
stages. Char is a renter. I'm very blessed and lucky to still be at home with my mum and dad, and I don't pay rent at all. They're
Scam.
no, I don't pay rent.
Scam them.
Yeah.
No,
Give me their number.
no, I've done things in the past to help my mum and dad out in their house.
yeah, you have,
But I don't give them like a weekly
So you
wage.
can save easier then.
Yeah, I can save.
So
a lot
loads
easier.
of people do that. I know loads of clients that move back to their parents' house to save as well.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
But how hard do you think it is? Like, say for someone like in Char's instance, she's obviously renting somewhere. How hard is it to rent, save?
That's practically impossible. Like it's practically impossible. Like I mean, rents are what too? Like there's around like 1,800 to 2.5 grand, depending on where you're at. So I mean, like if you look at
You can live with me for free in the gaff when I'm moving, okay?
a 400,000 euro mortgage. So if you're 30 years of age, a 400,000 euro mortgage up to say for a 35-year term, it's going to be about 1,800 quid a month for a 400 grand mortgage. So if your renting is 1,800 quid, you know you can afford the mortgage, but you only need a 40 grand deposit. So like,
Yeah, how are you getting that as well?
and most people, even for couples, even if there is 2 incomes coming in, but point the rent and then you have a car, insurance, tax, the usual stuff on top of that. Like it's 3 grand disappearing before you do anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could possibly save for the next 2 to 3 years and get your tour. But the problem is that 400 grand house is now 500 grand by the time you get there. Now you need a 50 grand deposit.
Yeah.
So it's just a never ending. You can never catch up with house prices. It's an absolute shit show. Like you're just never going to catch up. So I think if it was me and I was in my 20s and I was renting, I'd be making it I'm looking at anyone in particular. I can't even look at you. I'd be making it my absolute goal to get the property ladder sooner rather than later.
Would you?
Yeah, would you?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'd like to buy, I think, an apartment first rather than a house.
I'd be up for
do you
buying the
think-
apartment first if you can then get yourself in the financial situation to buy a house and rent the apartment out.
Oh, yeah,
So you
that's
can keep
what
the apartment.
yeah.
So keep the apartment for yourself as a rental property.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a really good idea. I think the problem for apartments, again, everyone's different in life, is that once kids come along, if someone's planning having kids, they're going to have kids, and obviously, but you, but just they find it very difficult with the apartments, space-wise. And then if there's not going to be property there for the next 10 years anyway. So you should be able to set, it's going, and then rent. You're always going to be able to rent that apartment out. So what I find clients end up doing when they're in a rental situation or have an apartment that they own, and kids come along, that it gets very expensive. Life. So then they end up renting the apartment out and going to rent a house, and then they're stuck in that situation forever. And that's a bit of a disaster in my opinion.
And you
So that's
own the apartment, but you're renting.
yeah,
You're
you're renting
renting it
it
out.
doesn't suit you anymore, and that's a really bad situation to be in because it's just really difficult, and you end up
paying
being a
rent and a
landlord.
mortgage.
Yeah, an accidental landlord. So, and there's a lot of people in that situation from the financial crash where they would have had apartments or had houses, and they end up having to move out because they couldn't buy, and now house prices are too expensive. Never going to be able to buy a house. Never going to be able to sell an apartment. Yeah, it can be really messy. So my advice would usually always be a 3-bed. For that reason, rather than the apartments. But apartment living can be cool. So it is a cooler way to do it. But I always say try and rent the apartments, but try and buy property.
My
buy a
dad
house.
was really into me buying an apartment. He was saying, Ellie, like you said, the house prices in Dublin, it's a nightmare. Would you not just buy an apartment? But all I kept thinking of was my dog. I said, where's my dog going to go to?
Yeah,
I can't.
Well,
No.
apartments aren't even cheap either.
They're not cheap.
No,
See,
they're
that's
not.
right.
We look at them, we're like, I thought you'd go on.
exactly.
No.
In his head, I think he thought like, you'd get an apartment quicker because they're so much cheaper. They're really
They're not that
Yeah,
much
they're
cheaper.
not.
No.
And they come with the management fees, obviously. So some
Yeah.
estates will have management fees, houses wise, but the management companies and apartments are an absolute disaster. Like, you look up around South County Dublin there towards the Beacon, like a lot of those couldn't sell them for years because of fire safety issues and the management companies going bang and bust.
Wow.
And people not paying their fair share for the rent and or for the management companies. And I think they're a nightmare, personally speaking. Sorry. Yeah.
My plan's going to
No.
we're thinking of
Get a 3-story, just live in the top and just pretend that's your apartment.
Okay,
That's
go
the
on.
way
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just love like being around with the people though and being
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
little pods.
It's fun.
Yeah.
No, they are great, and there's loads of people probably listening to watch that are going to be in a situation where they can only be in a apartment,
Yeah.
which is absolutely fine as well. I'm just saying, technically speaking, from experience over the 20 years, a good few people do get caught with the apartments.
You get stuck in it.
Yeah, they can get stuck in it easily, but loads of different things are so much out of your control. So just be careful with them.
Okay.
Yeah, be careful.
Speaking of a plan, that mind all is changing now. Should we have a 5-year plan? Is that like a myth or is it real?
Please tell me it's a myth because I have
It's
a
like you don't need a plan.
I don't
you
like thinking about 5
need-
years.
you need a goal. Yeah,
Yeah.
and every goal should have a time frame.
Yeah.
You know, so the personal fun is very like the gym and personal fitness. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
like, you
true.
have to kind of stand on scale, see where you are, take a picture, see where you want to be in 6 months, 12 months time, and you go from there. So the finance is the exact same thing. It's just, where am I today financially? Where do I want to be? How do I get there? How long is it going to take me? And can I get there quicker? So yeah, I think, although I'm a financial planner, I try and help people sort their financial plans generally within 1 or 2 consultations.
Okay.
I don't tend to take them 5 years to do anything.
Okay.
Now, it might take, sort of 1 or 2 consultations, it might take them a year or 2 to
Timeline,
say
yeah.
whatever I need
Yeah.
to get to. But I'm not a big believer in always having a plan, unless it's business, unless you're a business owner. If you're a business owner, you need to always have a plan.
Of course.
Yeah.
But if just talking about your personal finance, it should be just automated. You should know what's coming in, what's going out, how you have a good time with your money. That's it.
Being realistic about what
Just
you
be
can do.
realistic, yeah, and enjoy it. I just
Yeah.
think if you're constantly living in a state of planning with your money, you're not going to have a good relationship with money.
No.
Your head be
Yeah,
minced.
just your head be melted.
Yeah, true.
Especially when you meet somebody then, or if you're in a relationship, you got 2 people then doing it. It's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you just
It's quite like an awkward conversation to have as well. I feel like when you meet someone, because it's like when do you even bring up the
Yeah.
money thing and all?
how is
It's
your
just
credit
like-
history?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You do your CRS
First date.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First date.
Yeah, first date. Yeah, no, it is. But I think if 2 people in particular are all hung up
Yeah,
on
of
planning
course.
you're not going to enjoy life.
Yeah,
I think it's there. Money's there to be enjoyed. Life's there to be
Yeah.
enjoyed.
Yeah.
And try and make it work for you.
yeah.
It's the most obvious thing to do and enjoy.
Yeah.
And pensions we want to talk about as well.
Yeah.
When should we?
You'd be proud of us. We
Start
have
one.
pensions.
Yay!
So well, we start. Yeah, we start.
Yeah, so like the pensions are great. And I mean, you guys run 30 years of age. So if you look at, I think it's like 200 quid a month over 35 years, you're going to get about 8% of market return. If you invest your pension, you're going to get probably about 330 grand at the end of 35 years. If you wait for 5 years later and you start saying 200 quid, you're going to be about 220 grand.
That's
That's
a big difference. Like
100
for
grand, massive difference, massive difference.
5
Just for
years.
waiting for 5 years.
Yeah.
But it's important again for people that are listening that mightn't be in a situation where they can afford a pension. Late 20s is not a disaster, and late 30s is not a disaster because you still have 25 years. You got 2.5 decades to sort it out.
Yeah.
So I don't want to cause panic with pensions. I'm not one of
No.
these people that goes, right, everyone needs a pension today and, cancel the coffees, cancel the nights out. Get it. That's nonsense. You don't need that. That's just aggressive salespeople trying to get more money into pensions.
Yeah.
You need a healthy balance. So I think if you have pensions, great at this age. If you don't, again, you have 30
Fine.
years.
Yeah.
But it does depend on what your plans are.
Do you think schools should have more education
100%.
on financial?
Yeah,
I think they should take out what subjects?
CPSE.
Almost everything.
No,
What's that
CFP is good.
CSPE.
That's good.
No.
Most.
You stop
most-
doing
I'm
that.
going to say
Encourage
Irish.
you.
I'm going to get slaughtered for saying Irish.
Yeah.
I'm going to get slaughtered. I just think it has to be optional.
Well, I did foundation actually.
But
So
fair, well, I
didn't
think
really make a difference.
I think it has to be either. I'll get off topic completely, but I think like from Irish or even geography, some of these subjects, like I love the Irish language. I absolutely love it. But I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of kids that don't, and it's not being taught properly for.
Yeah.
So if you put something in like financial education, like people leave school not knowing anything about tax. My first experience of tax, and yours too, was probably emergency tax in your first payslip.
Yeah, they took all my bleeding pays.
Yeah, I was in pennies. Like,
Everyone's
what the
going,
heck?
what is going on here? So like, and financial literacy is so important for everyone's future. Like even look at what Europe are doing at the moment. Europe are trying to roll back on. Europe are realising that we don't invest enough in Europe. As European citizens, we don't invest enough compared to what they do in America or even Australia, even China to a certain degree, and what they do in the UK. So we're trying to harmonise our taxes, trying to get more people investing. That has to start with education at school.
Yeah.
So to me, like a language, whether it's Irish or German or anything else, they should be optional. I'm not saying get rid of them. They should be optional. If somebody really wants to learn a language, they'll really learn a language. I'm really poor at languages.
Yeah.
So I would have preferred something for me that would have been more around
Beneficial
maths and money,
towards
and
you.
that's what I'd be interested in.
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to languages, not just picking on Irish, all of them, but yeah, I think it should be optional. I think if your parents are into Irish and you're into Irish and you've got a lot of support at home, or you want to go to a gay school, absolutely amazing. I wish I could speak fluent Irish.
Same.
But yeah, I think financial literacy in school needs to be upped massively, like absolutely massively. And it should start from, like, back to Sammy the Squirrels. We should be doing them in primary school.
Yeah.
You know, so transition year needs to be completely re-looked at for kids.
100%.
And I think loads of different subjects should be taken out, and yeah, it should be optional.
Really?
Oh, sorry, I don't think money should be optional.
I remember my first accountant when I started this as a job, and I was probably a sole trader or whatever I was at the time. But I remember having a specific accountant company, whatever, and she laughed down the phone at me because I didn't. And I said to her at the beginning of the call, I was like, I'm really bad at all this business stuff. I don't understand any of the words. Like, can you break this down in small English to me? And like whatever word she was using, she made me feel like a tick.
Yeah,
and
that's
she
not
laughed
worse.
down the
That's
phone at me. And I
horrendous.
said, like, it's not my fault I never learned any of this
it's not.
in
That's
school
her
or-
job. That's outrageous. I hate that. Like, that's
So
when
if you were to
started.
learn that in school, then you might
Yeah.
cop onto it a little bit more, or like
100%. But also, when you leave school, it's the only thing you actually use. Like, I remember one of my teachers saying to me, you have to learn your times tables because you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket every time you walk out the door.
And we
You
all
do.
do. We all. Actually, I had to delete mine. I had no storage on my phone.
But you should. I think everyone uses money. As soon as you leave school, it's the only thing you only use out of school.
Yeah.
You don't get taught it. It's the only thing everyone
That's
goes
actually
and,
bad.
everyone goes and gets a job, and everyone has to pay income tax. And the one thing you're not taught about in school. Maybe you do business studies, you get a little bit of it.
Yeah,
But
I
think
actually
it's-
found business helped like a little
Did
bit.
you?
Out of any other subject, I'd say that was my best one. Yeah. I take out history. I didn't like history.
Yeah. And geography. I was saying with geography. Didn't
Oh,
like
I love
geography.
my geography teacher.
Yeah.
see, that's where that comes into. Then you're like,
Yeah.
no, teacher, thank you.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And when I was in Malta, I was like, that's that type of rock.
You
That
knew
was-
where it
that
was.
all. Yeah. But definitely
I
should
know.
be taught. Maybe they
Yeah.
can take out something else.
Yeah, it needs to be taught. It
Yeah.
100% needs to be
Yeah.
taught. I think parents as well should start talking. Like they say, you develop your kind of financial literacy by the time you're 7 from your parents.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have seen more on TikTok about like, now again, a lot of it is American parents, and they have like these little folders for their kids, and
Yeah.
they give their kids a tenner a week. Well, you owe me €1 rent, and
Yeah.
give me your
Yeah,
€1
yeah,
rent, and
yeah.
it kind
Yeah,
of gets
it's
them
really
into
good.
a
Yeah, I
habit.
think Revolut's good. Like, I think that most kids now probably over 10, maybe 10 or 11, probably have
Yeah.
Revolut accounts. Probably younger, to be fair.
My little cousin has one. He's
Yeah.
13, and
Yeah.
he can't access it. Only his mom can.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah, that's it. It's about,
Yeah.
And on Post have a really good one actually. On Post have the Money Magic account where you can get the kids on, which you give the kids chores through the apps,
Oh,
and you can
Oh,
pay them through the
wow.
app, which is really cool. So I like that. That's the Money Manager.
they know they're kind of doing something to get paid.
Yeah, you can set them in
Yeah.
a task, say who the house or do whatever they're going to do. But I do think, as much as we're saying the school system should be, I do think being careful about how you talk about money in front of your kids, and
Yeah.
especially if there's any financial difficulties, is really important from shielding them from it. And then try and talk about money in a positive way, but equally
Yeah.
not making life about money either.
Yeah.
And again, those experiences like the holidays and all those things, not talking about how much they cost or.
Do you think that has an impact on kids when they're young?
They soak up, they soak
Massive
everything
impact.
up. Yeah.
Massive impact.
Really?
Yes. It like says from 7 years of age, I reckon you develop your money habits from your parents. So your parents are like bad with money or talking negatively about money or even slagging other family members that might be good with money.
Oh, okay.
And there's just so much psychology around money in families
Wow.
that is really studied. So I think make sure that you can help your kids as much by trying to talk, not talking too much about money, but positively about it when you are discussing it.
Yeah.
And trying to keep any money problems locked away and
Yeah.
not seeing the stress that money might be causing you.
Yeah.
I think is a good idea. And then trying to get them to do chores and trying to give them money as
Yeah,
well.
I always got pocket money, and it would
Yeah.
go up then, like by the years. And
Did
stuff. But I
it?
feel like it gave me a good, like, idea of I need to
Working
do
for
something
it.
to get money, and
Yeah.
then like
Yeah.
it was just like
No,
that's
still,
what I got.
yeah,
and that
definitely.
was-
It's
yeah,
a
that was
very
good.
good thing to be
Yeah.
doing for kids. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have to always happen in the schools. To
No.
be fair, it can happen at
home.
home. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
that difficult either.
If you were to go back to your 25-year-old self, what money advice would you give?
I'm
Not
the
get the
youngest of
credit card.
4. Not get the credit card. That was 18.
Yeah, God.
Clear that credit card. I'm 25 now. I'm the youngest of 4, so I always kind of wanted to grow up much quicker.
Yeah.
So I don't think I had a house when I was 22.
Wow.
Yeah.
A mortgage, like.
Yeah, mortgage at
Did
22.
you?
Yeah.
How did you get that?
I was working
Jesus.
2 or 3 different jobs at the time. Yeah.
Stop, hustler.
So,
Jesus.
yeah, so I think I probably would have enjoyed. That's what I was saying to you
More.
about our own kids. King Charles was in Thailand, and I'm delighted to see them. I never did any of that. So that's one of
travelling
my
and stuff.
that's
Yeah.
my biggest regret is not traveling when I
Okay.
was younger. Now I'm trying to do it with kids, which is really difficult. It's great crack. But yeah, so I think and that's why I think that the practical advice of not being too stressed about massive savings or massive plans in your early 20s. To be fair, now it's different for everybody.
I thought you were going to come in here and save.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You need
Don't have a life.
No,
Save.
no. It's the opposite.
It needs to be
The
realistic,
opposite.
I think, because otherwise
Yeah.
people actually will run the other way and not do
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Even more.
100%. And like I
Yeah.
said, I think I probably would have enjoyed it more. I think
Okay.
it has to be enjoyed. And if you can't enjoy it because you've made bad mistakes, knuckle down and get yourself out of bad mistakes, which
Yeah.
is probably going to be too much short-term debt. And you can get yourself out of them very easily
Yeah.
over a 2 or 3 year period and let yourself reset and then enjoy it again.
Don't beat yourself up over it.
Yeah.
Don't bury your head in the sand
Yeah.
and don't keep borrowing to get out of a situation and robbing from Peter to pay Paul. Like that's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
a nice way to live life.
Yeah.
No.
And you don't go to work, and don't forget we all pay taxes, and money goes into society, and you do a really good thing by going to work and creating employment for people and
course.
creating money for social welfare payments and for hospitals and roads. That's what we all contribute towards.
Yeah.
So it's important you enjoy it. There's
Yeah.
no point in stressing about it.
That's a good one.
And
I have a controversial question for you.
Okay.
What's your opinion on finance and cars?
Okay.
It's my dream. I financed about 7 cars in the last few
Yeah.
years.
So I'm big into cars.
Are
so
you?
I love
You love
cars.
cars,
And
okay.
I've bought a load of cars.
Yeah.
So I don't like PCPs. I really just like the PCPs.
That's balloon payment, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the
At
one. The
end?
balloon, and thank you for saying that, because the car dealers came up with this trick, marketing genius, where when I was a kid growing up, you'd never take a balloon payment, okay, because at the end of the loan you owed them maybe 10, 15 grand.
Yeah.
They changed it into what's called guaranteed future value. Still a balloon payment. So they say to the PCP, you buy this car, it's 300 quid a month. And at the end of it, there's a guaranteed purchase price or guaranteed value, minimum value of 20 grand. But that means you have to give them 20 grand to get the car off them.
Yeah.
So that's the balloon
you
payment.
still owe them.
Yeah.
It's a balloon payment. It's not a guarantee. It's a guaranteed future what you owe me for that car.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. So I really dislike them because
you?
I think as well over the last number of years, I've been saying this for years, and hopefully you don't get complaints. But every time on a radio show, some car dealer rings in, tells me I'm wrong, tells me I'm misleading the consumers as they want to sell more cars under this way. In the UK, it's been a massive scam on the commissions as well that people have been charging on PCPs and the amount of interest they're able to put on. So the car salesmen are able to just put on whatever interest they wanted in the UK. It's a massive redress program for consumers over there going. So I always hate them. But the real reason is that if you get into financial difficulty, you now have no car. Or you have to give them this balloon payment. Where I think if you have a normal car loan, the car will have some value in it, because they won't give you the car loan without having some equity in it. So you're buying a 20 grand car, you get a 14 grand car loan, you put 6 grand to it, usually your trade in.
Yeah.
And you still have some value in the car. And you can pay it down quicker. It's not as restrictive. So I think, everybody probably will use car finance at some stage. I think staying away from the PCP and trying to try away from new cars if you can, because they just
Yeah.
they just devalue as soon as you drive them. Literally
Yeah,
off
you
the
literally
forecourt,
drive-
they're
yeah.
literally just down 10 grand or whatever you put a drive. But sorry, majority of them will just drop.
I'm
So what you get, or can you tell us?
I must be I got a brand new Volvo.
Oh, very good.
I've just always driven
What
Volvos.
type?
But what XC60.
Oh, actually, she's dead.
Yeah.
Lovely
My
car.
thing is I love just like after a year being like bored, let's trade it in. Let's see what we can do.
and there's nothing wrong with that. And again,
Yeah.
the PCP then, the guys who sell PCP, so that's a perfect thing because you can trade it in every 3 years, just keep going.
I did get that email
Yeah.
last year though about that balloon
Yeah.
payment, and it was right, Ellie, you're at the end of your 3 years now with this car.
Yeah.
You can give me 24 grand and you'll own it,
Yeah.
or you can just
go
trade it
again.
in. And I was
Yeah.
like, I fuck up, we'll lock in and go again.
Yeah.
But then you're locked in.
But you're locked in again.
But that's how they get you then.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
don't own your car though, so you never own
Yeah.
the car. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
You never actually own the car then if you keep doing it. You have to come out at some stage. But see, the problem with that is that when most people buy a car, if they get into any financial difficulty or someone loses their job, having to give that car back. Because psychologically in Ireland, we have this big thing. And do you know what's the blame for the cars in Ireland is? The reg plates. So the reg plate is the biggest scam in the world because you literally put like your value on your reg plate. So people know it's a 1
With
year.
the number, the
yeah, with
brand
number,
new
yeah, you're
thing.
brand new. So we fall for this all the time where we just want to buy the 251 or the brand new car.
Every other
where in
country
the
would
UK they
know.
don't know. So we have a big ego with our cars in Ireland. So that's where this new car thing comes in from, and where the PCP matches are imperfectly every 3 years they change.
Yeah.
I think you're better off buying a second-hand car, even if it's a demo model or a year old, because it's already lost the value, and then taking a car loan with some type of money into it for yourself, and then taking a car loan and paying it down over 3 years, 5 years if you need it, if you don't want the repayments to be too high. But try. And then in 5 years' time, if you don't want to go again and you like your car, you've no repayments. Or if you're saving for a mortgage, you're saving for a wedding, or something's going
You
on.
don't have a big lump to pay off.
Yeah, you don't have a lump to pay off, and you can get yourself into financial stability. Do you remember I mentioned earlier on about owning your wages?
Yeah.
Like when you sign a PCP contract, same as signing a loan for the credit union, they own a percentage of your salary now for the next 5 years. So I think it's always cool to be in a situation where you own all your income and you don't have it literally going out to somebody
makes
all the
sense.
time.
Yeah.
The mortgage is different because it's obviously so big, but not many people could buy a house for 400 or 500 grand cash. So mortgages are okay. But after that, I think, I'm not mad about the PCPs in particular, but if car finance, everyone uses them. I've used them. They're fine.
Yeah.
They are what they are. Yeah.
And finally, Paul, be honest. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever wasted your money on?
I don't know. I know you know something in your head. Yeah.
That you look back and you're like, what the fuck?
Why did I do that?
Do you know what? I actually, cars,
Is it?
Okay.
cars, we sold the business, bought a Lamborghini. I got back after 6 months.
Did you?
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Sarah got pregnant and I surprised number 4. She did. But no, I was using it at the weekends. It was a childhood dream car on my wall. Didn't lose any money on it, but it was actually too much money. I just couldn't enjoy it. It was just
You
ridiculous.
felt like a guilt having it.
Did
nearly.
you?
It was a guilt. I
guilt,
don't know.
but
I think in Ireland as well, it's not really that acceptable compared to maybe the
Do you
UK.
not?
In America, drive really big cars. I wasn't drive every day anyway.
You don't really
But
see them.
They
at all.
don't see them at all. Where in
Yeah.
the UK, they're everywhere. They go to London, everyone drives
Yeah.
like big cars. I think that was the most ridiculous. I don't know, because it scratched the itch for that young kid that was
gotta
wanting
know your
to
sister.
grow a
Yeah,
business,
you gotta-
sell a business, and
Yeah.
you know,
Did
it
you
was
have fun for
great.
those 6
I was
months?
fucking dead.
Well done.
Well then.
I might go back and get it. It was
Fine.
brilliant. It was, but that's probably the biggest spend thing.
Yeah.
And then I don't really know. Like I don't really have that many regrets. Maybe the house before 2007 was a bad thing to do, but again, like it was a house, so
Yeah.
lived in it. Like so,
Yeah.
it's not the worst thing
No
in the world.
regret.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, no real regrets. I
Yeah.
think the car was just a bit audacious, maybe. You know, but yeah.
And where are you madding your kids about money? Like, are you? Ask Paul.
Yeah, kind of. Like we had actually one of the best things ever. I had a book out a couple last year. I can't remember. And one of my days, my son Luke had dressed up for World Book Day as me going into school, and that was deadly. That was deadly. I must say that was the best thing. But I mean the book. I mean Luke is 8 now. The other 2 are 20s. So I mean they all work. The older 2 work. They spend their own money. They save before they went to Thailand. They're saying so. We help them out when we need to, and we can. We're lucky. So I think when you for some way successful business wise, and I think the best thing for us with the kids now is being able to say to them when they were leaving college, where they were leaving school to go to college, just try and pick something you really want to do, rather than something that's going to have to rely on to make loads of money from,
finance,
and that.
yeah.
So we know we could help them in that way, maybe in the future for mortgage and stuff like that. But I mean they think they listen to my content. They better.
He's good.
And then obviously I'm talking about money in a positive way anyway.
Yeah.
So hopefully that rubs off on them.
Yeah. Without even knowing it, probably subconsciously.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
right.
right. And actually, most people don't realise what they're doing for their family,
100%.
for whether it's good money habits or bad money habits that they're giving them. So I think they'll all end up being spenders like me, maybe, and that might be a concern. But look, if they have to earn
I feel
it,
like when you're a
earn.
spender, then you have a hunger to make money
More,
as well.
yeah.
Because I feel like that.
I think that.
Because I like
really
nice
that.
things. I'm like, I have to work hard to get nice
Exactly.
things,
I
so,
think that.
yeah.
I really believe that. I think that's been my biggest work ethic, and the reason the business done so well is that we wanted to. Yeah, I wanted
You wanna
to
spend
have
and
some
do nice
money and be able to.
things,
And I think it's not a bad thing to say that.
No.
I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
I feel like it's a real Irish thing to like not talk about money and not like.
It is.
And that's why we started the AskPaul brand in the first place. We
Really?
didn't start doing content. One of the biggest videos I did was I went to Madrid and I did a video. So I had Santander Bank, and first time buyers at the time could get a mortgage over there for 1.5 fixed for 30 years. So 1.5% is like ridiculous, like free money.
But yeah.
And we were being charged about 3.4% in Ireland. And that was one of my first videos that kind of blew up, I suppose, from a content point of view. But we only started AskPaul, never realised what I was going to do. It was always to try and make things simple for people to understand for personal finance. It's stuff that you probably should have been taught in school.
Yeah.
And stuff like the accountant to you, that was just, I find my industry is full of jargon and full of nonsense.
Full of big words. I don't know what that means.
And full of people that are full of themselves as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, we just try to demystify that by using social media, and luckily it played out well for us.
Played well, yeah. So you're going to help us with our red flag radar. So every week, just to explain it, people write in like a red flag that might have happened between them or their partner or something. We say if it's red or green. Because we don't, sometimes it could be not a red flag.
My wife Sarah hasn't put one in here, has she?
I gotta know.
You bought a Lamborghini for 6 months. Is it a red flag?
What to do.
Yeah. So we've mixed these up a little bit today. Usually they are a bit like, usually they're about like relationships.
One of them is
it?
Kind of, yeah.
But we've tried to mix them up a little bit so they're more money focused.
Money focused.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first one is, every time I bring up saving for a house or planning for the future, he changes the subject.
He wants to dump her.
Is that a red flag? Jesus Christ.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Just gone past
flag.
red
Yeah.
flag.
Sorry.
He's just trying to get
He
out.
has
Sorry.
bad credit. He might have bad
He might have bad credit. Yeah, he might know. Yeah. Okay, let's go with the bad credit one.
Bad credit.
No, look, I do think
CCR.
in fairness, though, people are talking about this. People are on different timelines as well.
They are.
And you
Men
might be in a
and
relationship
women.
with somebody and
Yeah.
you think the house or you think the whatever's going to be the next obvious move. But a house and a mortgage I think is a much bigger commitment than an actual wedding.
I've heard my mom told me that all my life.
You're financially linked to this
Definitely.
person forever. Like,
Yeah.
like it's so much more of a commitment than getting a ring in your finger.
Yeah,
so
it
I
is.
think, I just want to dump her. That's about harsh, but I think maybe have a conversation about your timelines.
Yeah. Where you
Maybe
both
over
are.
dinner or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes as well, like, people are scared of, it mightn't be even her, it might just be he's scared to look into the future. Because I get like that sometimes, like, oh.
Yeah, it's kind of daunting. It is a daunting thing to think of.
And to be
But
so tied into something, even just for yourself, not even
Yeah.
with that partner for so long.
there is a stage where you just have to have that conversation.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to talk about it.
Yeah, you have to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The next one we have then is when we go for dinner, he never offers to pay the bill and we end up splitting it down to the last cent.
No, not cents.
The cents.
Not the
scares me.
0.5.
He's not even rounding it up.
Can't stand that.
No.
No.
Do you think a man should pay?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm sorry if that's sexist. I hope it's gentlemanly, like, is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to make it. I'm not trying to be sexist, but I think a man should pay.
Yeah.
I think when you get into a
Red
relationship
flag.
with somebody, it depends if it's 4 dates or whatever. I think when you get into a relationship with somebody,
Oh,
then
it's
you
different,
then you have whatever. You have a joint account, and the joint account pays for whatever.
Yeah.
But, no, I would think. I think splitting bills like that is madness.
To the cent.
I actually get
At the start,
I
yeah.
get cringe like that with my own family. Though. If I'm out with my own family
Really?
and my brother and sister are at a family meal, and then the
Yeah.
bill comes out and everyone starts calculating, I go, I just want to pay for this. Like, this
Yeah,
is
get me out of here.
This
Yeah.
is fucking mortifying. Like,
Yeah,
this
or
is-
someone's like,
No,
"Well, I
you
didn't
had
get the
and she had."
starter," and yeah.
Get me out of here.
They're
This
totting
is
it up.
absolute nonsense. Like, yeah. No, I think in a date it's a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
Personally speaking.
Yeah, especially when the first few.
Red
Yeah.
flag.
Or the
100%.
first. That's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd never
Of
text.
course, in particular.
I wouldn't text him again.
No. Blocked.
No.
Blocked.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. This actually isn't money related, but can we agree that knowing how to cycle with no hands is a red flag? A man, emphasis on the man, I mean a grown ass man, that cycles with no hands is up to no good. Lol.
Can you cycle a bike with no hands?
Specific.
Can you cycle a bike with no hands?
I don't think. I've never
So
tried
just of
it.
all the ones I was worried about coming up, that wasn't one of them.
It's
yeah.
up to no good.
Yeah.
A grown man.
I'd say a bloke should be cycling down the road, no hands, any.
Surely it's dangerous.
I think it's a
Hands
teenage.
in the pocket.
I think it's an ick. I think if you see a bloke,
ick.
Yes.
an adult man doing it's an ick rather than
Yeah.
where a teenager, you go, oh, look at that
Yeah.
little sap. Like,
Yeah.
Whatever. But if you feel pity for it, but
Yeah.
an adult man doing it is probably a nick. And
I
a red
feel-
flag. We give him a red flag, yeah?
Red flag.
Imagine he came to collect her or something on the bike with
Oh,
no
please.
hands.
No.
Jump on.
Jump on the back there.
Pegs on the back.
Yeah, chance.
Jump on that.
I feel like she's in it with someone. at the
Yeah,
moment.
and
It's just-
she found out he cycles
she
with no
found out he
hands.
cycles with no hands.
Dumped.
Red flag.
Yeah, red flag.
Because
Yeah.
why? Although he might have learned when he was a kid,
I know now.
and he might think it's cool.
Tell him to get a PCP and get a car.
what you said not to do. Yeah, red flag. No hands.
No.
Oh,
red flag.
very good.
Paul, where can people find you on socials and all the rest?
Yeah, AskPaul.ie is the website and our Instagram page, our TikTok page, everything's AskPaul.ie. Yeah,
Right.
so forward over there.
Paul, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for
you so
having me.
much,
Really
Paul.
appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks.
Thank
Enjoyed
you.
that. Thank you.
So that's it from us today. But before we go, we're raising a virtual bottle of Coca-Cola to Summer.
Clink. Because yes, the Share a Coke campaign is back, baby.
So whether you're at a festival, dancing in the mud, or sun yourself in a park, Coca-Cola and summer is just the perfect match.
And there's something so cute about sharing a Coke with your bestie. It's such a small thing, but it makes the moment feel just proper special. Whether it's singing along to the bangers in the car or doing absolutely nothing but chilling, a Coca-Cola just hits different with your people.
So if you spot your bestie's name or even just someone who deserves it, pick me up, grab it, or go online and create a custom digital Coke pack. It's so cute.
Because no matter what the weather's doing, sharing a Coke with your bestie just makes it better.
Share a Coke this summer and let's make it one to remember.
Hold My Drink, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Where your name on a can equals instant summer vibes. Go on, share one with your bestie. You know they deserve it. Subscribe to this podcast for free on the GoLoud app.